How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lo4f, and I just had to make this video quickly. Obviously I did the live stream earlier, so I normally wasn't going to, but if you did watch the live stream you'll see I got a couple of loafs stuck, and I didn't want to mess around during the live stream because I didn't know if they'd take 2 minutes or 20 minutes, and yeah, it gets a little bit kind of boring basically when I'm just messing around doing that on the live stream. But I couldn't resist. Well, after I finished the live stream I was cooking noodles, I was drinking a coffee and saying hello to my cat. And I also went for the rescue. So this was the orange loaf with the white western star. The main issue with that, if you didn't watch the live stream, it tipped. Tipping it back is normally pretty easy, but I've got a KRS Bandit crane, which kind of sticks over the top middle of the roof. So rolling it back to its wheels, like going all the way over its roof back onto its wheels, is a bit awkward. For some reason, the bush at the back of this truck has just wedged the truck in to where I couldn't move it. That's why I just skipped it in the end, but you'll see in a second. I've even left this little bit in unedited because, funny enough, like if I had stuck to it for another minute or so on the stream, as you can see, we kind of would have got out of the situation. Yeah, you'll see in a minute the bush kind of just flick out from the tyres or the back of the White Western Star, and suddenly it'll just start moving again. It's like a lot more free how it normally should be. And yeah, like I said though, I wasn't worried. I knew me loaf would get out of there. It's not the first time, not the second, not the 10th, probably not the 50th, more like the 100th, 200th time I've done this. I can't remember, it might have already happened, but yeah, there was that little kind of orangey brown bush next to the tyres. That's what moved. As soon as that moved, the back end just started moving again. By this point I've winched, for some reason, once the winch cable gets down to about, say, 5 foot long or whatever, it doesn't have any guts left to it at all. So yeah, just drove forward a little bit, stuck the winch on, and now, as you can see, the back end is not only like moving a hell of a lot easier, like it was 1,000,000% hooked in one of these bushes. It's also, those bushes become a little issue in a minute, but there you go, White Western Star saved. Goddamn horse of a vehicle as usual. And now secondly, remember this one was like a damn near impossible rescue, but like I said, you leave me a loaf in a few minutes and I'll get him out. Yeah, so this one, as you can see, tipped, pretty screwed. There was 3 little bushes that I could winch to around me, but they offered absolutely zero resistance and they just kind of hoovered next to me. However, I have done this before as well on like normal base maps, so I knew there was a chance, and I wanted to give it a go. I have edited this one a little bit. This took me 8 minutes, shall we say, roughly. Still probably would have been quicker than getting a vehicle from the garage and driving down here, but nonetheless, it could have easily took 16 minutes, if you know what I mean, and then not been worth it, but I just had to know for my own curiosity. Yeah, there's one of the bushes. Basically, I've got it hoovered up underneath me, and it's kind of wedged behind my front tyre, and I'm winching from the front winch point of the loaf, like the winch point that's the furthest from the floor, if that makes sense, because I'm trying to pull that nose end over, and as you can see I'm jiggling it around. If it would just let me steer the tyres now, which for the first 2 or 3 months of this game it'd let you turn the tyres when you flipped on your side. As you can see, that front tyre is basically propping the tyre end of my loaf up more. If I could just straighten those wheels, it would drop the tyres down and the engine would fire up. But there's a few tricks I've picked up along the way that, again, this is partly why I thought I'd make this video. I mean, I couldn't resist. Me loaf is a goddamn horse of a vehicle. He deserved it. So yeah, a bit of jiggling around, bit of hoovering to those bushes. As you can see, it was pulling the nose around a little bit. This is what I had in mind. If like I can just scoot my front end round to that hill, I'll be fine. Lastly, I flew off there, right at the end of the live stream. I flew off with that new APC Rhino thing and a loaf. Had absolutely zero intention of rescuing or anything. But the loaf was kind of upside down in the water at the bottom. You can see the little pool of oil where he was kind of sat in the water. He managed to get himself out because he's a goddamn horse of a vehicle. I wasn't really planning on going anywhere. It was just, well, to be honest, while I was waiting for my noodles to cook, I didn't save the bit of footage where he actually got out the water, because I think after I got him out I kind of realised that, oh yeah, shit, I've got noodles cooking that nearly cooked a bit too much. So yeah, I just kind of nipped back to the kitchen, didn't save. But yeah, as you can see, even this goddamn horse of a vehicle got himself out. That's, well, so far 2 out of 3 loaf rescues, and this one wasn't even supposed to be a self-rescuable situation. However, this is what I'm saying now. I switched to a different truck and back to this, and it just offered me that little jiggle, tiny little bit, but stick the winch back to that and you see, I've said it before and I'll say it again, If your loaf don't start, you ain't turning the key hard enough. The key has 3 settings: off, on, and you're a goddamn horse or vehicle, and I need you to act as such. And then he fires up, and once he fires up, I can reverse, jiggle my wheels, they kind of burn into the terrain, help me tip. Now it's letting me jiggle my wheels left and right, that's all I need, because with jiggling them left and right, you can, as you can see, I'm doing it right now, it's kind of like, between going in reverse and forwards as well, I can just bump the loaf along whichever way I need it to go. At the minute, I need it to head that way. And it does. Goddamn horse. I genuinely, what you can see, I mean, there's no other vehicles around. I swear I didn't bring any vehicle to give it a little nudge. I just kept messing around with those winch points, switched to a different vehicle a couple of times and switched back. And that was enough. That's all he needs. You just got to give that loaf a little chance. And he'll turn it into a fighting chance. And he's made it. And then we're off back to go and get some fuel, because he was my little fuel horse at the minute. So I can go and refuel the Azov 7330. And just to show as well, this is just down the road from where I've just rescued him. Hit that. Again, I wasn't really paying attention because my cat was fussing around. Now the live stream's over, I was he was getting a bit more involved. And yeah, I crashed it again. Went to go on winch. I think even at some point the engine stalls. I edited a little bit out again. I wanted to get the video like under bloody 10 minutes. It's very, very rare I ever get to make a video that short. So you can see the it's probably, I was sat here for a good 3 or 4 minutes, I would say, jiggling around. In front of me, on like the left corner, say, of the front bumper of the loaf, it was dug into the mud pretty well, and I didn't really realise until I spun the camera around that there was a rock there as well I was kind of wedged up against. But I mean, he tipped to the point that he stalled, but there was a bush again I could winch to, but it had 0 resistance. You can see them underneath me, it just hoovered them towards me. But sat there for a minute. Even if you just sit your loaf there, because the lower end, say the wheels and the chassis of the loaf, weigh more than the roof, it'll slowly sink the wheels into the floor over time, which is very often just enough that it'll then have you like beyond 90 degrees and you can fire up the engines. The engine used to start, I've got it in one of my videos back in the day, I started a loaf when it was upside down. Like, it used to be a goddamn horse of a vehicle that's starting its engine. They appeared to have nerfed that quite a while ago, to be fair, probably a good 6 months ago. But yeah, we escaped out of that one. This whole road, you can see there, is just, they've got those little bumps that kind of flick your nose down, bounce it up, and they're off camber, so they try, like, again, it's a good map. Red Canyon, it's, for anyone who didn't see the live stream, I tried it out, and it was a very nice map. Like I said, it's the most difficult map that doesn't feel like a punish, or doesn't feel lazily, yeah, like made more difficult. So again, a little bit of editing, but yeah, the fuel, I had like 11 litres left when I did that last rescue, but he only used another 5 litres getting over to here. This is this off-map trailer store. It's just, yeah, a little trailer store at the edge. Pretty cool. Selected a trailer, got him fueled up. Victory horn well earned on that one. So yeah, that was 3 out of 3 loafs. I told you my loafs would get out of that situation. And again, I'll edit most of it out, but he made it back. It was easier driving with the trailer, because now if I hit a bump and the loaf goes to tip, the momentum's got to also tip the trailer. And if I did tip the loaf and the trailer, I'd have more of a fighting chance than I did a minute ago, because I could disconnect the trailer and then winch to the trailer. But anyway, that's about it for today. I just wanted to make that one quickly, because I did escape the inescapable just after the live stream. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Get yourself a horse or a vehicle.